very much for letting us become just a little part of your holiday. And we sincerely hope that Jimmy Dean sausage might make your holiday just a little bit brighter. Happy holiday to you.
Coming up now on Weather Underground.
Conditions so dangerous right now on the water, a dire warning. Stay out of the water or risk certain death. We're going to show you where waves are breaking at 50 feet and why the threat for dangerous swells is far from over.
And the same system creating those monster waves is bringing dangerous wind far inland. Who could see tropical storm force wind gusts and where power outages could become a major issue later this week.
Plus, enjoy the sunshine while you have it. We're tracking another late week storm system that's going to soak the east, including the waterlogged southeast. How this next system could affect holiday travel plans.
And just a week away from Christmas Eve, but winter is seemingly taking a hiatus before the big holiday. But everybody's dancing. How long will the mild temperatures stick around, and who's got the best odds of seeing a white Christmas? We'll talk to you all about it. And this guy, too. Hey, can you see me? Look how happy he is. It's Weather Underground.
Just face. You can't see anything, but just face there, right?
Hello.
Hey, thanks for being with us tonight. This is Weather Underground. I'm Mike Wettest.
I'm Alex Wilson. I wish we had snow to poke out of. That would have been a way cuter intro. Well, as the holiday fast approaches, I know a lot of you are hoping for a white Christmas. Some spots, they're getting right into it.
Maine, you are one of those spots. Fresh snow for you today in Brunswick. How about a view from the ground and a view from the air? Why not? You know, we actually had a couple of inches of snow that fell for us here. Predominantly, it was northern Maine. We had good snow today around Bangor and Caribou. Why not? And is the timing just right, or is it coming too soon? Because we know a little warm-up could be coming our way here.
And temperatures are going to get a little bit milder. Do I think everybody loses their snow? No, but some spots may see that white stuff wither away here in the coming week. Winter weather advisories, though, in the short term still in effect from Bangor up to the Caribou area, and that's really where the snow is focused right now. Presque Isle, areas along the Canadian border, and all the way up into the northern sections of Maine. That's where we've got some light to moderate snow coming down. Light to moderate snow also across I-81, I-90 here in New York State. We've got snow in Watertown. You got a lightning bolt being picked up here in the North Country. So getting some of that lake effect or some convective snow bursts there. So get a little thunder snow there up into the North Country here. We're going to take a closer look. So you see Lowville just to the west. So if you just said to your significant other, hey, was that thunder? You're right, it was. One lonely lightning strike, but just to the south and east of Watertown, thunder's rumbling as that snow is coming down on the moderate side now around Watertown. And this is going to be the norm across these roadways. We're going to be seeing light snow, moderate snow, and then some of those really intense heavy bursts where the visibilities drop off. So be careful out there. Future radar showing that area along 81 between Syracuse and Oswego would be one of the spots I'd watch as we go through the evening. But overnight and into tomorrow morning, we'll see less in the way of snow across New York State and also into Maine. This snow begins to transition off to the east. So by 5 a.m. tomorrow, you can see just a little bit of snow lingering there in down east Maine. That's where we could pick up another 1 to 3 inches, maybe an isolated spot a little bit more, but 1 to 3 inches also what we're thinking across North Country of New York and into the high elevations of Vermont and New Hampshire as well. But we got to head to the West Coast, Mike, because we've got some active weather there as well. Now,
you want to watch some video that'll make your stomach upset?
Oof, I just ate dinner.
Whew, this is it right here. This is massive swells crashing into a ferry near Edmonds, Washington. You can see, I think the boats are just, the boat's just kind of rocking here, and all the cars on the boat are doing the same thing. Folks, high surf warnings have been in effect. Dangerous waves up and down the West Coast, from Washington through Oregon down through California. How about here in Pacifica, California? National Weather Service issuing a high surf warning and saying this: stay away from the ocean or risk certain death. Look at the folks running from it here. Now, they're up at their elevator there, probably just looking for some splash. But the last thing you want to do is be in an area where you're susceptible. A wave crashes over top of you, you get hurt, or get pulled into the water. And then we take you to an incredible day at Half Moon Bay. This was just a little bit ago. Surfers were out there just absolutely tearing it up. Now, Maverick Surf Challenge is going on right now. And there have been a lot of surfers converging. This is the first day. All right, this can go on for 3 months. So at any point during a 3-month span, they can have the competition. When you look at some of those waves, you're like, my goodness, perfect start. actually, they postponed the competition. They said the conditions weren't quite right. And so they'll look for opportunities probably after the new year. January is usually the perfect month for it. All right, what's going on for us here? A parade of storms coming in on the west coast here. A lot of different things to talk about here, from rain to wind to snow, all right? Going to Southern California, high surf advisories in effect here. Not looking good for you down at Long Beach or Santa Monica or Malibu, but the sky conditions are pretty decent. You've got rain that's moved interior now, so maybe a few sprinkles around Phoenix or Flagstaff for you for the remainder of the day. In Grand Junction, we're dry. Telluride, we're dry. Haven't had a ton of snow in the Colorado Rockies of late, but you take a look at what's going on for us in and around Salt Lake. We're dry, temperatures in the 30s, but elevation dependent here for a lot of you. So if you get up into the higher peaks here through the Wasatch, you'll end up getting the snow. Lower elevations, you probably end up just getting some light drizzle, and that's about it. Salt Lake City, you're probably going to stay on the warmer side of that. You're 37 degrees right now. Anything that falls here in the next few hours is all rain for you. All rain for us here along I-5 from Portland up towards Seattle and out toward the coast here. 53 in Seattle, 50 in Portland, dry for now, but a few showers could be rolling in. Vancouver sitting at 50. You go interior, now you're missing out on all that in Pendleton. Temperature right now at 49 degrees, and you've got sunshine. So a lot of different things going on for us right now across the west for us, Alex, and we think the storminess remains for most of the week.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be kind of a stuck weather pattern here in Seattle, where the crosswalks are beautiful, or I guess it's kind of just the roadway there, but you got the Christmas tree to get you in the spirit. You can see the lights reflecting off of the wet roadway, and unfortunately, wet going to be the theme of the week for places like Seattle, like Portland. So let's get into it right now. You've got the rain beginning to work onto the coast there across western Washington and northwestern parts of the state of Oregon. This is what's going to continue as we go through the evening and into the overnight. So 5 o'clock, Seattle, Portland, you're getting the rain. We'll watch for a slug of rainfall to work into Medford by early tomorrow morning. That continues through lunchtime. Now, into tomorrow afternoon, we still have rain. It may be a little bit more scattered in nature, so you might get rain, then a brief dry time, then more rain showers, high elevation snow, and take a look at Wednesday morning. Still some lingering showers in a place like Seattle or Portland. Portland forecast looks like this. Not much of a change between now and late Tuesday. Not much of a change in temperatures or in what we'll be seeing. Clouds and rain showers. Temperatures drop to 48 tonight, mid-50s tomorrow, mid-40s on Tuesday night. In Seattle, even less of a temperature swing. Tonight, rain and windy with lows around 47. 52 is as good as it gets tomorrow, with rain persisting and rain showers continue Tuesday night and into your Wednesday morning. So we've got that concern that we could be also seeing some power outages or down trees, because now you've got a wet ground and you've got wind. And so that's kind of a worst case scenario when you talk about knocking down trees and leading to power outages. So something to think about. In Spokane, rain and wind today, tonight, and into your Tuesday. We'll even keep the winds going, Mike, on Tuesday night with lows around 36.
It seems like very few places across the west will be missed by this, that's for sure. All right, we take a look out there at Half Moon Bay. A lot of surfers out there, that's for sure, trying to get in some waves. As we had mentioned earlier, unfavorable conditions for Maverick Surf Challenge there, so they're going to put it off for now. They're just saying conditions not exactly how they want them at this point. There'll be more opportunities for better sets, better consistent waves. So take a look at what's going on for us right now. We're talking about the lows. There's one sitting there, a little mini low in there, but really just a huge plume of moisture coming in here off the Pacific Ocean. So we've got almost an atmospheric river coming in here. And we got varying wave propagation across the west as well. Some of you who have south-facing shores have issues. Some of you have north-facing shores have issues. High surf advisories down here through Southern California. Then high surf warnings that extend from, say, Pismo Beach all the way north to the Canadian border here. So a lot of issues going on for us right now where water is the danger, not necessarily the weather that you've got over your head. All right, so let's take you to some of these locations and show you what the issues are for you right now. We're going to start here in Northern California and take you up around Shelter Cove here. The issue for us here is we're going to have a predominantly west or northwest flow here. So we're going to get hit on the north side, but you could also have some wave propagation south on Shelter Cove as well. But you just stick out that's a big problem for us here, unfortunately. Let's go farther south. We'll take you down toward Half Moon Bay. Now, the issue for us here is we get some big swells that happen for us. Different locations. We get the big swells that come in here. We also get the big swells that come in from the south, too. So a couple different areas you tend to be concerned about at Half Moon Bay, but we end up getting some of the best surf on all the West Coast right there. Monterey Bay, it tends to be water that intrudes into the bay, and then it just starts to churn here, okay? But in this particular situation that we've got going on today, we've had more of a northerly flow. It's going to switch to a southerly flow, so we're going to be all over the place with the waves this week. But at this point, we don't have that perpendicular flow coming into Monterey Bay. That's okay. Now, we take you down towards, say, Pismo Beach, especially, by the way, when you head down south of there, because we just sit out. It's a big jet that sits out here, and so you've got swells that come in from the north, hitting that north-facing shore, northwest-facing shore, and that's where you get the waves that start to build up here. So it's a really agitated Pacific Ocean right now, especially just offshore. We've got some huge swells out there.
Yeah, big time waves. And then, of course, we talk about the winds, the strong, the heavy rain and the strong winds. And that's coming to places like Portland, Oregon. We spoke with the National Weather Service office there about the amount of rain headed their way and why they're not taking this forecast lightly.
It's looking like this could set up like one of the pretty big urban flooding events that we've seen in the Portland metro area. We had 2 of them back in 2015, Halloween of 2015, and then again in December of 2015, where there were up to a couple of feet of water on certain sections of roads. There were road closures in the city, and it's looking like it could be an event like that. So for kind of the northern tier of our forecast area, again, from about Tillamook north on the coast and north of Salem inland, the heavy rain is our biggest concern, as well as causing some of the rivers to come up to flood stage.
Yeah, so flooding, winds will be a big problem, especially as we go into our Tuesday. High wind warnings and wind advisories are posted all along coastal parts of Oregon and Washington, interior sections of Oregon as well. Getting to a place like Bend, you're under a high wind warning. Wind gust forecast looks like this. We've got gusty winds this afternoon, but things really take a turn for the windy as we head towards late tonight, but especially Tuesday morning. We've got you at 7 o'clock. Portland wind gusts 50 to 60 miles an hour. Eugene 40 to 50 miles an hour. Medford winds could gust around 40 miles an hour at times. By 8 o'clock, Seattle, you're in the 30 to 35 mile per hour range gusts. Portland up to 30 miles an hour. So winds begin to back off a little bit later in the day on Tuesday, but don't by any means think it's going to not be windy. This is something to consider too if you've got the holiday decorations up outside your house. Make sure they are pinned down, or you could be chasing them around the neighborhood. We get you into late Wednesday. You can see winds on the lighter side. So things will be relaxing as we head into the middle part of the week. But between now and then, power outage concerns, down trees a concern as well, especially early Tuesday. So we get you around 6, 8 o'clock. Those winds gusting around 38 miles an hour in a place like Portland. And for a place like Seattle, winds will be especially gusty overnight and into early hours of Tuesday, especially though midnight and around 4 a.m. with those winds gusting in the mid to upper 30 mile per hour range, Mike.
Yeah, not fun, that is for sure. Let's take you live to Portland right now. We're going to get hit with probably numerous rounds of storms as each of these low-pressure systems moves on through. You're taking a live look at that town right now. All right, folks, when you talk about a parade of storms, we truly mean it. It is one after another, riding along the jet stream here. 1, 2, 3, at least in view, and we're likely to get a 4th. We've got a big atmospheric river that's just flowing moisture right into the west coast here at varying times during the week. So all these different rounds, it's one after another and after another, barely give you time to catch your breath here, folks. So you got plans to get some shopping done. You got to run errands. You know, we're busy for the holidays. Boy, the weather does not help at all. It's good swath here along I-5 or west of I-5, 3 to 5 inches of rain with some pockets of 5 to 8 to go along with that. At pass level, then, you end up getting significant snow, probably feet of snow before all is said, and in some instances 3 to 4 feet of snow at that. All right, Portland, there's our forecast. Offers very few breaks in this weather pattern. Wednesday, we think that's going to be a dry day at least. Friday, you may actually see a little bit of sunshine and 48, but all in between, interspersed with some rain leading right up to Christmas Eve next Monday, where we have rain in your forecast. There's a look at that rain that's still to come. Portland, about 2 inches. You know, get over toward maybe Carson, you head westbound on eastbound on I-84, you end up getting in 3 to 4 inches of rain here. Again, that's the mountain influence here that ends up providing some orographic lift, and you squeeze out more rain. For Seattle, similar forecast. You might be able to squeeze in a Friday or Saturday where you're dry. Otherwise, a very wet forecast, including Christmas Eve next week, Alex. So a lot of things to watch here, and most of it is rain.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's not going to make things ideal on the roads, but I guess you point out, too, as long as it's not ice or really heavy snow.
Probably for a lot of people that have to travel, they'd rather have wet than anything else.
Right,
so,
right. So it's still going to slow you down, but something to consider. Hey, the problems of the wet weather, they're not limited to parts of the West. No, we've got it into parts of the central, the southeastern U.S. as well, especially as we get towards the second half of the week. Here, our storm system begins to move east, and our upper level winds will be dipping south. So that's going to allow some of that warm, moist air to travel north out of the Gulf of Mexico. Our developing storm system taps into that rain and thunderstorms on the increase as we go through the second half of the week in a place like Nashville and Atlanta and Tampa and Orlando and Charlotte. These are all big travel cities as we head towards the Christmas holiday, and these are areas that could get in on some moderate rainfall, some heavy stuff focused down into parts of Florida. A little bit of snow there in the Appalachians across parts of Virginia and West Virginia, but it looks like a mainly rain event, and that's going to cause you some slowdowns, I think, at airports like Atlanta and Charlotte.
There's a lot of folks will be traveling, that's for sure. We know that. We come back here on Weather Underground. 110 million of you heading out for the holidays. Pack for some changing weather, though. We're going to show you the holiday destinations that'll have rain and some that has some snow.
Make it an LL Bean holiday and give someone a cozier campout with our super soft fleece-lined flannel, 2-layer river driver shirts, cozy sweater fleece, and of course our iconic bean boots. Give a gift from LL Bean and keep them cozy around the campfire all year long.
Life happens everywhere. Like it never even happened, only happens here. The cleanup and restoration specialists at 1-800-SERVPRO and ServPro.com.
Metastatic breast cancer is relentless, but I'm relentless too.
MBC doesn't take a day off, and neither will I.
And I treat my MBC with new everyday Verzenio, the only one of its kind that can be taken every day.
In fact, Verzenio is a CDK4 and 6 inhibitor for postmenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC, approved with hormonal therapy as an everyday treatment for a relentless disease. Verzenio plus an AI is proven to help women have significantly more time without disease progression, and more than half of women saw their tumors shrink versus an AI. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, and may cause dehydration or infection. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Serious liver problems can occur. Symptoms may include tiredness, loss of appetite, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising more easily than normal. Blood clots that can lead to death have also occurred. Talk to your doctor right away if you notice pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, or rapid breathing or heart rate. Tell your doctor if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, or plan to become pregnant. Common side effects include nausea, infections, low red and white blood cells and platelets, decreased appetite, headache, abdominal pain, tiredness, vomiting, and hair thinning or loss.
I'm relentless, and my doctor and I choose to treat my MBC with Verzenio.
Be relentless. Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
New Alka-Seltzer Plus Power Max Gels. Concentrated power. 25% smaller pill. Max your cold relief with Alka-Seltzer Plus.
When your craving strikes, you need your wingnut. No one can totally satisfy a craving quite like your wingnut.
I'd like to take a moment to address my fellow veterans, because I know so many of you have served our country honorably. One of the benefits that we as a country give you as a veteran is the eligibility for a VA loan for up to 100% of your home's value. If you need cash for your family, call New Day USA. With automatic authority from the VA, we can say yes when banks say no. Give us a call.
Go to newdayusa.com or call 1-800-796-5575. My prescriptions used to be really expensive, but then I went to GoodRx.com.
It just works. You put in the drug you're looking for, and bang, you've got half a dozen or more choices in front of you of pricing and locations to get it.
You never think about shopping around for medication prices.
I have good insurance, but with GoodRx, I save even more money.
What? I was paying how much?
And it's absolutely free. No cost to me whatsoever.
I get to save $1,180 a year with GoodRx. This is awesome.
Top 10 gives the power of nature power rankings.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Catch Top 10 Sundays at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 67 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, some clouds, low 56. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, mostly cloudy, high 74. Winds east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday night, partly to mostly cloudy, low 55. Winds light and variable. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, just 8 days until Christmas, and you are looking live at Rockefeller Center. They got the Zamboni out. Hearing earlier, last hour, there was a 2-hour wait to get out there on the ice. And then you're like,
now it's
I'm waiting, and now there's the Zamboni.
Now it's a little longer.
And now it's 2 hours and a half, 2.5 hours. 2 hours and a half.
I think they missed a couple spots in the tree with lights.
You feel like it's not full?
A couple places they could have filled it in a little more.
Yeah, I can see
My
tree
goodness.
in a few
Yeah.
spots.
That is amazing.
That is.
That tree is just
And did you see the
amazing.
star? Like, they actually showed the star. This
Yeah.
thing's like 90 pounds.
Did they
I
get a
can
new
barely
one this
get,
year?
Mhm.
That thing, is it the Swarovski crystal that
Yeah,
they made?
and it's like a flare, like a fire burst, like
Impressive.
an explosion. Mine's tilted to the right, but you know what? It's up there, so we're gonna leave it.
What are you looking for in a tree topper? An explosion.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Or
Something
one
very
that stays.
explosive.
Yeah.
I'm with you there.
It is. It's
Because
kind of
I'm like doing this, and the wife's like, no, left, now right, now in the forward, and the back, and it
and
takes
you're like, it's up.
12 minutes.
Can
I
we
think
just
it was
leave
like
it?
the new record this year was our fastest ever.
Well, we need the professionals at Rockefeller Center. And we are about to hit the peak travel period for the holiday season, too. So we need a good book to read because you may be on the road for a little while or waiting at one of those airports. There is a good reason why this may be a record year, though, for holiday travel.
That's right. NBC's Chris Clackham reports.
Starting Thursday, the friendly skies will be getting a little friendlier for the holidays. Airlines are adding more flights, 143,000 more seats per day, just to make room for the 46 million people who are expected to fly for the holidays, which is the most ever. And as busy as it'll be in the skies, it'll likely be busier on the roads.
112 million will be traveling this year. That is the highest travel volume for end-of-year travel since AAA's been tracking it back in 2001.
AAA's Tamara Johnson says more Americans have more money to spend because of a stronger economy and because they're spending less on gas.
They will be paying about 30 cents less per gallon for the end-of-the-year holiday, and they're paying about 5 cents less than they did back in 2017.
In addition, she says many people will be using the holidays to burn unused vacation time at true vacation hotspots.
Locations like Florida, California, Hawaii, Dominican Republic, as well as Mexico are all on the top 10 list.
And depending on the weather, New York City on New Year's Eve might finally be the destination of choice for holiday travelers this year. Chris Clackham, NBC News.
All right, so are you going to be one of the 110 million travelers over the holiday? You're one into the forecast, right? We've got it for you. All right, so let's go to midweek. Fog for you in San Francisco, rain in the morning for you in Seattle. System comes out into the middle of the country. Could pose some issues for you here for a place like Dallas or a place like Houston. So on the map here, we have potential higher impact at DFW as well as both the airports probably in Houston. I-10, I-20, I-40 do pose some rain risk as well as I-35. All right, so a place like Houston, this is from AAA, by the way. Worst travel day is going to be Wednesday evening. Worst travel time between, say, noon and 1. And the trouble routes, 110 and then I-45. All right, let's go I-10 and then I-45. Thursday's forecast brings more of that rain across the Midwest, right into the Mid-Atlantic, even some thunderstorms across the South here. 95, 85, 75, 65, 55 become issues for you, as well as I-10, 20, and 40. But look at all the airports where you could run into delays, including the nation's busiest airport, Atlanta. Are you headed to Orlando for the holidays? Maybe South Florida? You're going to run into some issues there at the airports as well. On Friday, more of an issue now for us across the Northeast airports and across the Ohio Valley, whereas the middle of the country warms up and dries out. Look at all the issues we could have at the airports here, including D.C., to LaGuardia, to Boston, I-90, I-80, and I-70 could all have rain on them, as well as I-95. So a lot of different travel issues out there, Alex, on major interstates at a time when a lot of people travel. It's that 6 days out or so from Christmas, which is a big travel day in a lot of cities.
Yeah, so things could get a little hairy out there, but use caution. And, hey, for a lot of these places, they'll say, a wet road is better than an icy road.
Exactly.
So I'll take it. Hey, a lot of people are blowing us up on the phone saying, hey, what are my chances of a white Christmas? Am I going to get a white Christmas? Will it snow at my house at Christmas? Well, let's start with the historical odds. What are your historical chances of getting a white Christmas? Obviously, they're the higher, the farther north you go, or higher up in elevation you go. You can see the mountains across the west into parts of the mid-Atlantic and northeast where we see the best chances for a white Christmas. If you're down along the Gulf Coast, not so much a chance. Snow depth right now, we've lost a lot of our snow from our winter storm last week because of rain just this past weekend that was able to melt a lot of that snow that was down in the southern Appalachians, but across parts of the interior west and then the northeast, with a little bit up in the northern plains, we've got some snow on the ground. Will it stick around is the question, because some of these areas will also be getting in on some milder conditions. Snow possible as we go into the forecast for the week of Christmas or Christmas Day. Possible along the southern Appalachians, a little more likely that we would see that into a place like Jamestown, New York, North Country, New York, northern sections of New England, back into the Mountain West, and also a place like Marquette, Michigan. But Marquette, Michigan, you pretty much are known for a few things, and one of them is a really good chance of a white Christmas.
They've got a solid shot every single year. All right, well, a lot more to come for you on the show tonight. It's the largest big wave event of the season, so why are they telling surfers to steer clear? We'll let you know. And no need for chestnuts roasting on an open fire. You'll be roasting with the crazy warm temperatures coming up this week. We'll show you just how long that hot air sticks around.
Guess what day it is?
Holy smokes.
Hey, Kurt. Are you watching the best of Geico?
I sure am, Linda. They've been saving folks money for years. And now they're re-airing some of their all-time greatest hits with classics like Hump Day, Caveman Airport, and even Celebrating Squirrels.
This crudité is great, but those Geico ads are even better.
But that's not all. Vote today and you can enter for a chance to appear in an upcoming Geico commercial. Just visit geico.com/beststuff.
Oh, Geico.
When Domino's is out for delivery, use Domino's new dinner bell to get the family home.
Sorry. Need atoms of hydrogen.
You're never going to use this anyway.
I gotta go.
Ring the dinner bell and they'll come running for their mix and match favorites. Choose any two or more like bread twists, specialty chicken, pizza, or salads for only $5.99 each.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says This one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video that the viewers can watch while you and I talk, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes, and as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. And I did this to my father. We were at home, and we were screaming. 4 minutes, 34 seconds, completely gone.
My real true opinion is wholly words I can't say on camera. These lines bother me. They really do. And this is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It feels great. Looks even better.
Hi guys, my name is Sandy Marinese. I'm a professional hair and makeup artist, and one of the #1 question that I always get in my chair is, can you make me look younger? So we had a few people that we applied it to, and some of them at first I was like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna work. And I was so impressed how fast and how well it really worked. Now I could really say to people, yes, I can make you look younger.
And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. So it targets all those problem areas.
So this would be a daily thing, or just when you want to like get rid of the bags? And
Yeah,
you would,
it absolutely could be a daily thing. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
Plexiderm has a special offer for you. Right now, you can get Plexiderm for up to 50% off, plus get free shipping. Order yours at plexiderm.com or call the number on your screen.
The unmistakable Cadillac XT4. Once again, driving is wonderful. Starting under $36,000.
Kiki, do you love snow? Are you rolling? Say you'll never ever get up, it's snowy. This is Kiki the horse. Look at Mike. Mike's getting it. All right, by the end of this show, Mike is going to know all the moves. Yeah, close.
Totally.
Yeah, ish. Well, given that as of an hour ago, Mike didn't know the In My Feelings challenge or this was a real song.
No.
He thought I made it up.
I did. I really did.
Means that you think I'm like of the musical genius of Drake.
Well,
which is either problematic
He's
or
musical genius? I've heard of Drake.
Well, I know, but
have you already elevated him to musical genius?
I mean, he was a viral sensation, so I think you gotta be.
That doesn't mean anything. That Weird Friday song was viral too. Remember that?
Rebecca Black is a musical genius. Yeah, she's great, and I love that song. And now I'm gonna sing it for you on Friday, so it's something to look forward to.
Vacation on Fridays.
Welcome back into Weather Underground. By the way, that horse's name was Kiki, which is why we were able to
makes sense now, right?
Bring it back. Yeah, I mean, with us, you never know. Weather Underground, we have a parade of storms in the west. Some of that moisture is going to make its way into the center of the country, into the southeast, into the northeast, just in time for your travel plans.
It's all snow, right? Every bit of it is snow for Christmas. Yeah. It's gonna be a lot of raindrops and not snowflakes. Hey, one place we have had some snow. Let's take you up to Maine. We've had a decent bout of snow today. Winter weather advisories have been in effect here, a couple of inches in a few different places, and that makes you hopeful at least.
Yeah.
That something could be coming your way, or at least that snow could be staying on the ground.
Fingers crossed. You'd love it. And 1 week from now, Christmas Eve. So you'd obviously love to keep that snow on the ground. Winter weather advisories in the short term still in effect across places like Caribou down towards Bangor, and that is where we have the snow right now. You can see the deeper shades of blue would be indicative of the moderate bursts of snow. Just some light snow down near the coast and just clouds being reported in Bar Harbor. Portland at 35. You've seen a few flurries north of town, but not much falling there in Portland. Watertown, New York, you've got snow showers. And that's a lightning bolt. So, yeah, we've even reported some thunder snow there. Syracuse, you're in between snow bands, but you travel a little north on 81 headed towards Oswego. You're going to get some of those snow showers. And down towards Cortland, some heavier bursts of snow there on 81. So use caution traveling between Syracuse or Watertown and Syracuse and Binghamton this evening. As we go through the next few hours, snow will persist, but it begins to lighten up as we head into tomorrow morning. So the good news for your morning commute is we get you to around 6 6, 7 o'clock, and you're going to see there's very little in the way of snow across that I-90, I-81 corridor there in New York, and less snow even in parts of down East Maine. 1 to 3 additional inches, we think, in that area. Also 1 to 3 inches up in the North Country, northern sections or high elevations of New Hampshire and Vermont as well, Mike.
Well, we had big waves breaking on the beaches here in Northern California. That's a look at some of them, and this has just been a heck of a day. Pacific Grove, and this slow-mo, I mean, just slow-mo, and everything is just kind of feel like accentuated even more, isn't it? You know, the National Weather Service saying at one point here, you need to stay away from the water or you're going to face certain death. And by the way, the Maverick Surf Challenge has been postponed because of the wave conditions right now. Look at that. Almost feels like it's like a documentary of waves.
Yeah. Or really dramatic like part of a movie.
You like a Morgan Freeman low voice to walk me through
like this, Mike?
Something like that.
That's good.
Drake, Morgan Freeman.
I do it all.
You
know, I'm a woman of many talents.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
Thank you.
All right, what's going on in the map here, folks? There's the big low spinning up there. You know, we got the front that extends off of that. But ultimately, what we're looking at here, folks, is a big, huge plume of moisture just streaming in and making a beeline here for the Pacific Northwest in particular, okay? So a lot of different areas that we're going to be concerned about what's coming your way here, because for a lot of you, it's multiple periods of rain that rolls in. Let's take a look at what the forecast is. Let's go for the next 24 hours. How much are we looking at here? Well, check this out. There'll be some spots here, say along, say I-5. Seattle down toward Portland, where a solid 2 to 3 inches is coming your way. There could be pockets, maybe even west of I-5 here, where you're going to get 3 to 5 inches of rain that rolls in for you here. That's not the only thing. If we get up into the pass level, we'll end up getting some snow, okay? So be ready for that. Also keep in mind, and I'm going to put on the local radar here, you're going to see some areas here that stay wet through the night tonight. That one, maybe that doesn't want to do it for us. I'm going to go ahead and show you the model forecast here through the remainder of the evening tonight, because for a place like Seattle, it's already wet. We saw some pictures here earlier from the shoppers down there. It's just wet on the sidewalks. It's wet on the roads. It's no fun. And that's a look at the future radar. It takes us through the next several hours. It is loaded with rain, unfortunately. There you are, just around midnight. And once again, as you sleep tonight, we are soaked. It just doesn't seem like we're able to shake this rain across the Pacific Northwest.
No, it's really been persistent. You feel like you're stuck in a rut. And, you know, in an area that's not necessarily known for a lot of sun, they're like, can we just get a little peek of it here or there? We got a lot more to come on the show. Pack away the heavy winter coat and your scarf. For now, warmer weather will return, but how long does it stick around? We'll tell you next.
Great news. Liberty Mutual customized.
I deliver the news around here. Sources say Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Over to you, Logo.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
As a parent, nothing is more important to you than your children. But what happens when life stops you cold with the words, "Your child has cancer"?
Hearing those words, they hit like a punch to the gut each time. And life changed.
When it's your child, all you want to do is make them better.
These could be your kids. They could be the kids in my family. Please call or go online right now and become a St. Jude Partner in Hope for only $19 a month. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital fights every day to save children's lives. Treatments invented at St. Jude have helped push the overall childhood cancer survival rate from 20% to 80%, and we won't stop until no child dies from cancer.
When the doctor came in and said, "Your son has leukemia," I didn't know anything about leukemia. All I could think of was, much time do I have with him?
Families like these never receive a bill from St. Jude for anything, not for treatment or travel or housing or food, because we believe all a family should worry about is helping their child live.
St. Jude saved us as a family. I'm just so grateful.
For just $19 a month, you'll help us continue the life-saving research and treatment these kids need. Join with your debit or credit card right now, and we'll send you this St. Jude t-shirt that you can proudly wear to show your support.
You are in the absolute best place in the world that you could be in. They are never going to stop fighting for your child.
Your commitment can provide what every child deserves, the chance to live a long and healthy life. Please call or go online and become a St. Jude Partner in Hope right now.
When out with friends, you could tell the truth or a better version of it. Just ask Dos Equis, the beer Mexico's astronauts left on the moon.
Yep, still there.
Aged for 400 years deep within Mount Cerveza. And the only beer to escape Alcatraz and survive. Maybe that's why we're the one beer on draft in Dan Marino's Dan Cave. Woo! Dos Equis, keep it interessante.
From our store to your car door, choose Drive Up at Target.
Diego, where'd you go? 1 week ago today, Virginia and North Carolina, they were digging out from over a foot of snow. Today, most of that snow is gone. That video, not from today. There was no snowboarding today in Greensboro, North Carolina. I can assure you that. And very little of that snow left over in a place like Asheville as well. In fact, we get you into western North Carolina, the southern Appalachians, and there is very little snow. Some of those areas down in Transylvania County or southern parts of western North Carolina into Jackson County, where we saw some of the biggest totals, just a little bit left at this point. 22.7% of the country underneath snow right now. Most of that across parts of the Intermountain West and into the northern parts of New England. Today, we've had milder air focused across a lot of the country, so even into the mid-Atlantic, the southeast, and of course the weekend rain did not help in keeping that snow around parts of Virginia or North Carolina. That melted away, and as we get into midweek, you can see there's a little area of cold air, a little buckle in the jet stream, but plenty of warm air still around, and in fact, a lot of the country will have temperatures near or above average. Most will have temperatures near or above average. In fact, just about the entire lower 48 will be at or above average. There is not going to be a lot of cold to go around by the middle of the week. So even, Mike, those areas that have the snow, it's going to be kind of tough to get it to stick around.
Yeah, a lot of it's going to melt, unfortunately, and some of us will get some rain that comes along with that, too. We've got a real train of storms here that comes in from the west, and then we're going to see these two lows really combine in this trough that digs here in the middle of the country. Now, that's not going to bring a lot of cold air necessarily, but it could bring some wind, and it could bring some pretty decent thunderstorms to go with it. Warm, moist air pulled northbound out of the Gulf of Mexico, and I feel like we've done this before, haven't we? If you've watched this with any regularity the last couple of weeks, it has been the same pattern every single week, where a low trucks across the southeast, pulls in moisture from the Gulf and the Atlantic, and everyone across the southeast, the mid-Atlantic, and eventually the northeast gets soaked. It's just a broken record. There's that forecast Wednesday through Saturday. A solid pocket here of moderate rain that comes our way, which means probably for most of you, a 2 to 3 inch rain is in your forecast here. A lot of little orange triangles on this map, red ones and purple ones. These are creeks, rivers, streams that are in minor, moderate, or major flood stage. Now, with more rain in the forecast, they're all expected to rise. Atlanta's forecast calling for rain coming in by Wednesday night, lasting to at least Friday. Again, a forecast we've done over and over again.
Yeah. I wish I could help you, Atlanta, but yeah, it's tough to get in the holiday spirit. And you know, when you have the holiday parties, you've got people coming into your house, they're tracking rain, you're trying to get all dolled up, you're soaked, you got presents,
I know the
they're
feeling.
wet.
Yeah.
I know. When you spend all that time on your hair and then it just gets messed up. Hey, 2018 proving to be another year of extreme weather, shaping up, in fact, to be one of the wettest years on record. Chris Warren takes a look at why this could be the new normal.
Ellicott City, Maryland, May 2018. Cars swept down Main Street. The second time in 2 years.
We are exhausted mentally and emotionally. It's very difficult to get through this.
Nearby Baltimore. Wilmington, North Carolina. Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
All right, still dealing with those gusty winds here across the state of South Dakota.
All have one thing in common. All of these areas and many more setting the record for their wettest year. Climate Central looked at 2,800 weather reporting stations and found that 133 across 21 states saw record precipitation in 2018. 685 saw yearly totals among their top 10 on record.
There were not very many places that were below average in terms of water content for the year. Most places were above average. If I can show you on the map right in here, everywhere here shaded in green and or yellow saw above average water vapor content or moisture in the atmosphere. It's interesting to look at the plots of where the atmosphere was wetter than average and where we saw the record rainfall rates, because you can have a very humid or moist atmosphere without any storms and you're not going to get any rainfall out of it. But the fact is that they overlap significantly, which is why there's a high correlation between where we saw record rainfall or just a plain old a lot of rainfall and the very moist atmosphere above it.
Looking at January through November, 2018 ranks as the 5th wettest on record in the U.S. And looking forward, there's a good chance this trend isn't going away.
When we have a warmer climate system, there's more water vapor available to these storms. It's what we've talked about for many years, an accelerated water cycle. As the climate system warms, there's more water vapor available to storms.
And some locations already in that 100 inches of rainfall club, including Wilmington. You mentioned last hour, a lot of this because of Florence.
It's a rare club, no question about that. But when you need a big event like a hurricane, you can certainly add up the totals pretty quickly. 63 weather stations across the country have hit 100 inches in a year, 37 of them, by the way, in Alaska. And the thing about it is, if you're near a coastal location where you're susceptible to maybe a hurricane, or you're in a mountainous location, those are two things working in your favor for a lot of rain.
Yeah, but take, for example, Mount Washington at one of those mountain locations, over 120 inches of rain this year.
We've had some mountain locations like Mount Mitchell that have had it, but look at this, coastal, all have risk hurricanes.
All right, well, coming up on Weather Underground, California's devastating wildfires, the images of 2018 that many will never forget, and that includes the reporters covering them. Dave Malkoff takes us back.
Make it an LL Bean holiday and give someone a cozier campout with our super soft fleece lined flannel, 2-layer river driver shirts, cozy sweater fleece, and of course our iconic bean boots. Give a gift from LL Bean and keep them cozy around the campfire all year long.
Does your phone get taken for a ride? With removable cups, the WeatherTech Cup Phone fits any size cup holder and adjusts to secure virtually any size phone, tilts for perfect viewing, even allows easy access while charging. Whatever you drive, whatever phone you have, it's the best way to secure your phone. Even here, it's the perfect holiday gift. Order your American-made cup phone today at WeatherTech.com.
If a dirty CPAP is making you sick, you're not alone.
I was getting sinus infections because I wasn't cleaning my CPAP properly, and that continued until I got my SoClean.
SoClean is the world's first automated CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. It kills 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria that can build up in your mask, hose, and reservoir.
I don't have to push a button or anything. I just put the mask in the chamber, close the lid, and it runs automatically. SoClean has been a lifesaver.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks. Try it risk-free for 30 days. Even shipping is free. Call 1-800-431-7103. to take advantage of this limited time offer.
I would recommend the SoClean machine to anyone else. It is that good of a machine. It has made that big a difference in my life.
Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. Even shipping is free. Call 1-800-431-7103 or go to SoClean.com.
Here at Snowfest.
For your worst sore throat pain, try new Vicks VapoCool Drops. It's not candy, it's powerful relief. Vaporize sore throat pain with new Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Smart news. I like keeping up with national news.
But our community matters more.
With Smart News, we can get all our local news.
Crime, traffic, or sports, you get the local news that matters.
Download Smart News for free today.
5 steps for perfect winter skin.
5 steps. My skin gets so dry and itchy, I need serious relief. That's why I use O'Keefe's Skin Repair. It's 48-hour moisture in one use and guaranteed relief for dry, itchy skin. Thanks to O'Keefe's, I got my skin back.
I'd like to take a moment to address my fellow veterans, because I know so many of you have served our country honorably. One of the benefits that we as a country give you as a veteran is the eligibility for a VA loan for up to 100% of your home's value. If you need cash for your family, call New Day USA. With automatic authority from the VA, we can say yes when banks say no. Give us a call.
Go to newdayusa.com or call 1-800-796-5575.
My prescriptions used to be really expensive, but then I went to goodrx.com.
It just works. You put in the drug you're looking for, and bang, you've got half a dozen or more choices in front of you of pricing and locations to get it.
You never think about shopping around for medication prices.
I have good insurance, but with GoodRx, I save even more money.
What? I was paying how much?
And it's absolutely free. No cost to me whatsoever.
I get to save $1,180 a year with GoodRx. This is awesome.
Look at the wall.
Trusted.
I want to get right to it.
Reliable. Accurate. You're watching America's #1 weather network, the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 66 degrees under sunny skies. Tonight, some clouds, low 56. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, mostly cloudy, high 74. Winds east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday night, partly to mostly cloudy, low 55. Winds light and variable. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, 2018 has been a record-breaking year of storms, and we have put you right in the middle of the action while we are out in the elements.
And this week, we are looking at the year's most incredible live moments. Now, during the deadly wildfires, we watched as firefighters raced to save neighborhoods. Our own Dave Malkoff was there, surrounded by flames in Southern California.
This is going to be a day where we are truly tested.
Look at that fire. This is epic. We're going to stay live on the Weather Channel.
These firefighters in the middle of a desperate fight to save this house. This is what people feared, that they would actually have these homes go up.
I just wanted to get on the air as fast as we could, so I called the Weather Channel. I say, hey, we got a live breaking event happening. This is a huge fire that's building on top of a neighborhood.
This is just about to start exploding in these wind gusts.
This was very concerning for the neighbors because of how fast fires actually move. So we placed ourselves above the fire and we're looking down on it. And even when I turned my head and took off my mask just for a second, you can hear me choking and coughing.
Hold on a second.
The water from the helicopters is splashing on top of you.
The fire has now gone up the hill from those embers and is now endangering this entire house.
It's super important to get the word out about what's happening and also to tell the stories of what these heroic firefighters are doing. They went from a fully engulfed hillside to nothing in just a matter of hours. With some of these things, I kind of think, like, who am I to be able to go home to a house that's not burnt down? I'm exactly the same as the folks who lost their home. I'm just geographically different.
That was an amazing moment captured in 2018. And talking about the Woolsey fire, their first responders in California giving victims of the fire a Christmas they won't soon forget.
Yeah, the LA County Sheriff's Department, the Malibu Lost Hills Sheriff's Department, LA County Fire, and State Highway Patrol hosted a Pancakes with Santa breakfast on Saturday. The event was held for families and volunteers who had been impacted by the Woolsey fire.
People need to understand that as first responders, we're not there just for the response, but we're there for the aftermath. We're there for the healing portion and for the rebuilding. And as you can see on some of the hills behind me, the grass is already starting to grow back, and that's just a symbol of the resiliency of this community. We're gonna grow back.
Along with breakfast, children also got a chance to get an early present and a picture with Santa.
What could be better?
Not much.
Seriously, right? Well, Northern California road to return to normal, maybe years after the deadly and destructive campfire.
Yeah, weeks after the fire has been contained, there are still thousands of people and animals with nowhere to call home after the fire. NBC's Steve Patterson reports on how groups are working to reunite people with their missing pets.
The flames from California's deadliest and most destructive wildfire killed 86 people and destroyed more than 14,000 homes. And in so many cases, separated families from their best friends.
I don't have any idea where he could be.
Lonnie Walker is still on a desperate search for his golden lab mix and maybe a way to ease some of the grief.
I lost the most important thing in my life, and that was my wife. Dogs mean something to me, being able to find them, but can't bring back really most important thing in my life.
We have a burnt cat back.
At the height of the campfire crisis, more than 2,000 animals were displaced. About half are still in shelters, their owners with no homes of their own.
It's incumbent on us. It's our duty to take care of them.
Norm Rosine leads the North Family Animal Disaster Group, 300 volunteers on the front lines of pet welfare, going well beyond area shelters. Navigating the fire zone, tending to animals left behind with food, water, and lots of love.
They might have lost everything. They come back and they're just happy and smiling because their animals are still alive.
It's Mama, honey.
Diana Harriman was finally allowed to return home after a month away, thankful to find her Thelma safe.
I just wanted to get in here and touch her and pick her up and tell her it's okay.
It's gratifying work for this group of volunteers.
You see a lot of hard things out here, and you just got to do your best and know that you're trying to help.
Bringing hope in the furry form of unconditional love. You're very good. Steve Patterson, NBC News, Paradise, California.
Let's get those pets reunited with their owners. That'd be an awesome moment.
A lot of times it's just a matter of coordinating it, because sometimes these animals can go really far. Obviously, the people have been evacuated, so getting them back together is a challenge, but there are people working really hard to do it.
It'd be awesome for the holidays, too.
Yes,
right?
absolutely. So
Yeah.
hopefully we can follow that story for you. Still a lot to come on the show tonight.
Yeah, we've got a parade of storms slamming the West Coast right now, the problems these systems will bring, and where it happens as they move east as well.
And it is the middle of December, Christmas almost a week away, so where is the snow? We show you why winter wonderlands are kind of hard to come by right now, and if we could see snow return in time for you to get a white Christmas.
Enter the world of Di Serono. Di Serono, the world's favorite Italian liqueur.
Getting everyone together this holiday season? Be ready with Stouffer's party-size lasagna. It's the mouth-watering recipe that keeps them coming back. Happy holidays from Stouffer's.
It's all wide open space out here, but there's still no room for nonsense. And while the clock moves slower, no one here has time to waste. Small towns are different that way. Folks don't want to buy what you're selling. They want to believe what you're saying. So tell the truth, bring your best, and show them you're here to stay.
Dish was built by serving small towns all across America. It's why we'll show up when promised, stay till you're satisfied, and deliver the strongest connection. Dish, tuned in to you.
Hi, I just wanted to tell you that Chevy won a J.D. Power Dependability Award for its midsize car, the Chevy Malibu. I forgot, Chevy also won a J.D. Power Dependability Award for its light-duty truck, the Chevy Silverado. Oh, and since the Chevy Equinox and Traverse also won, Chevy is the only brand to earn the J.D. Power Dependability Award across cars, trucks, and SUVs 3 years in a row. Third time's a charm.
AT&T provides edge-to-edge intelligence, covering virtually every part of your finance business. And so if someone tries to breach your firewall in London and you start to panic, don't. Because your CTO says we've got allies on the outside and security algorithms on the inside. And that way you can focus on expanding into Eastern Europe. And that makes the branch managers happy, and yes, that's the branch managers happy. AT&T provides edge-to-edge intelligence. It can do so much for your business, the list goes on and on. That's the power of and. And when this happens, you'll know how to quickly react.
I'm Snow. And just like you, the further in the winter we go, the heavier I get. And while your pants struggle to support the heavier you, your roof struggles to support the heavier me. And your cut rate insurance might not pay for this, so get Allstate. You can save money and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Mayhem is everywhere, so get an Allstate agent. Are you in good hands?
This is a large 3-topping pizza from Domino's. You can carry one out for $7.99 every day. This is a 3-topping handmade pan pizza from Domino's, and now you can also carry one out for $7.99 every day. This is a logo from Domino's, and this is the end of the commercial from Domino's.
Coming up now on Weather Underground.
Conditions so dangerous right now on the water, a dire warning. Stay out of the water or risk certain death. We're going to show you where the waves are breaking at 50 feet and why the threat for dangerous swells is so far from over.
And the same system creating those monster waves is bringing dangerous winds far inland. Who could see tropical storm force wind gusts and where power outages could become a major issue later this week.
Plus, enjoy that sunshine while you have it. We're tracking another late week storm system that's going to soak the east, including waterlogged southeast. How this next system could affect holiday travel plans.
And just a week away, it's Christmas Eve, but winter has seemingly taken a bit of a break before the big holiday. How long will the mild temps stick around? And will it be cold for your Christmas? Who has the best chance of seeing a white Christmas? We'll talk about that as well. And has anybody seen my puppy? Where could he? Oh, there he is.
With just his head.
Yeah.
See his head. Yeah. All right, folks, welcome in. This is our third hour of Weather Underground. I'm Mike Wettest.
And I'm Alex Wilson. The holiday is fast approaching. I know a lot of you are hoping for a white Christmas. Some spots, they're at least putting in the work now to get to it.
They are. They're saying, okay, if we get a jump start on it right now, it'll stick around all the way through the week, and we'll be good to go next week. That may include a place like Brunswick, Maine. Nice coating for you today. The northern half of Maine did well today when it came to snow. A good view here from the ground and from the air. We've said this all the time. Drones have been like the best thing for television and movies, haven't they?
Yeah.
Like, the perspective you can get is fantastic.
Yeah, especially weather. You get a sense of just what you're seeing as far as the scope of snow or damage. I mean, obviously, this much prettier to look at. It looks like a Christmas card, literally, or, you know, the opening scenes from one of those old Christmas movies. Winter weather advisories in the short term are in effect across parts of Maine. This would include a place like Caribou, way up into the northern reaches, and down towards Bangor. Portions of down east Maine also under that advisory. Here's a look at where the snow continues to fall. Caribou reporting snow with a temperature of 28 degrees. Bar Harbor, just clouds. You're surrounded by snow, and that 95 stretch up into northern Maine is dealing with snow. In some areas, moderate. That's going to reduce your visibility, so something to keep in mind. If you're traveling I-90, I-81 across parts of New York State this evening, you're also watching for snow that could reduce visibilities, particularly there through parts of the Oswego area up on 81. You're going to be watching for some low visibilities at times. And you get down towards Cortland, areas between really Cortland and Binghamton, some heavier bursts of snow there. Up near Watertown earlier, we reported a lightning strike. Haven't picked up any, though, within the past few minutes. Big picture shows that as we get into tomorrow morning, a lot of this snow will fade away. We'll keep a little bit here into Maine tomorrow morning, but a much quieter drive on I-90 and I-81, Mike, in parts of New York State early Tuesday.
All right, we go from East Coast to West Coast, and how about this in Edmonds, Washington? Windstorm here, massive swells crashing into the ferry. Ice surf warnings in place up and down the West Coast because of the dangerous waves. That one right there is enough to churn your stomach for sure. Then we take you to Pacifica, California here. The National Weather Service issuing high surf warnings here and saying, quote, stay away from the ocean or risk certain death. That in Sonoma and Monterey counties. Waves here breaking potentially as high as 50 feet, sending folks running from the breakovers there. How about this in Half Moon Bay? Big time surf. Boy, and some surfers were taking full advantage of this, but you had to be careful. I mean, some serious monster waves today, but the Mavericks Surf Challenge competition postponed because the conditions not exactly what they wanted them to be, and conditions going downhill later in the week. So they'll probably try again in a couple of weeks, maybe after the new year. They've got a 3-week window to get the Mavericks in, by the way. All right, there's what's going on for us right now. A good onshore flow here, and so we've got a lot of rain that's happening for us. That includes along I-5 here, Seattle, all the way down to Northern California. Weather conditions are pretty nice for you in Southern California, despite what's going on in the water. We've got surf advisories in effect. San Diego, 57 and sunshine, a little bit of light rain rolling across I-17 for you tonight between Phoenix and Sedona, up toward Flagstaff. We're at 39 degrees right now. A little bit of snow around us in Salt Lake City. We're dry in town, at least reported at the airport right now at 36. And maybe a little bit of passing snow coming for you in a place like Telluride. But the Colorado Rockies, by and large, have not picked up a lot of snow here in the last few days. It may not the next day or two. All right, there's what's going on for us in the northwest. Wet for us in Seattle. Now the showers forming for us in Portland. Heavy rain is going to happen for us around Astoria, down toward Tillamook here. And up at the pass level, we'll have snow. And eventually through the week, the snow levels will be coming down, Alex. So a little bit colder air later in the week, but right now it's very, very mild across the northwest.
Yeah, and very, very soggy as well. I want to take you to Seattle. You can see the lights reflecting there off the pavement and some umbrellas out as people are walking around, you know, trying to get in the Christmas spirit, but it's hard when it's so dreary. You can't even get out there and really walk around and enjoy all the holiday decorations. And the slug of moisture continues to move onshore across parts of western Washington and Oregon, but especially western Washington. And the future radar shows this is going to be our story for late Monday. We're going to keep the rain around